Welcome back to episode 4 of Foulborn Uniques, where we look at some different uniques that have downsides, which we can potentially use to get cheap uniques with amazing build enabling modifiers, or where we can decrease the potential downsides. We go alphabetically and we do it quicker this time. For the Abysses, we have 40% increased physical damage taken, which is a bad mod. Smite has -1 to maximum power charges, and then depending if you have the minimum or maximum power charges, you have different mods. Akoya's Gaze has non-exerted attacks deal no damage. Alpha Soul, because it has the 60% increased mana reservation efficiency of skills. Maybe we can make an even better item for our robots. Blood Price has 24% reduced maximum life, which can be removed maybe. Cowl of the Serrano Field has lightning resistance is 75%, which is kinda nice. If you have no requirements to equip any lightning res, then you reach 75% that way. And it has two downsides, the reduced cold and reduced fire res. But you can apply an additional enchant, and the same for Cowl of Cryophil and the Cowl of Thermophile. Crown of Ice has -30 fire res. Then Crown of Thorns has a keystone modifier, and I believe we saw reveal that the keystone can be rerolled. Maybe you get another keystone that's more beneficial or better or build enabling. Curtain Call has 50% reduced mind throwing speed, up to 10% reduced, and that's a more damage multiplier, the throw speed. So again, at least 10% more damage if you remove this mod and if you use this helmet. As on my peak has Unwavering Stance, which is another keystone and which potentially can be rerolled to something better. Flamesight has cannot inflict ignite, but you have a 25 to 50% chance to scorch the enemies. If you remove this line, then you can actually ignite with your fire damage, not just scorch occasionally. The same for Gale Sight and the other version with the brittle. Then Hole Crack can drop anywhere and has Warcries cost 50% of life. If you remove that, the helmet becomes better. Kitava's Thirst has 50% reduced cast speed, and usually caster builds use this helmet, so 50% increased damage. Mark of the Red Covenant has 75% reduced maximum number of summoned Raging Spirits, so you go from 20 to 5 Raging Spirits, and if you remove this line, you have 20 spirits with 250% increased damage. And hits always ignite, will be a huge item, one of the winners if this one is removed. Memory Vault has 20% reduced reservation efficiency of skills, but some of the mana stackers, actually the mana guardians bots, they want the reduced reservations so they can remove more of the mana and therefore receive a bigger buff from the Ascendancy by reserving more mana. Mind of the Council has lose 3% mana when you use a tech skill, which can be removed maybe. The Mind Spiral has cannot leech mana. Maybe it enables some other builds. Rhyme Gaze has 50% reduced energy shield recharge rate. Skull's Brittle has 50% reduced cast speed. Speaker's Wreath has minions hits can only kill ignited enemies. Maybe you want the attack speed and the movement speed, but you don't want to deal with the fire damage and having to ignite the enemy to kill him. Sudden Dawn, 30% less energy shield recharge rate. Bringer of Rain, can't use chest armor. If you remove this mod, then you can equip a chest and use the 6-link there, for example. Formless Flame is a soft unique, but we can probably get them anyway with Foulborn, and then you can remove the -30 fire res and therefore gain 30 increased armor. Onslaught is another keystone, and maybe we can reroll the keystone to some other keystone. Then the third helmet from the side parts is with cannot inflict shock, but you zap, and if you remove the cannot inflict shock, you can shock again, probably. Veil of the Night has increased global defenses, but your elemental resistances are 0. If you can remove this one, then maybe it becomes a relevant item, but in PoE 1, this one is a meme item so far. World Clash has lose all power charges when you block, but most builds that use this corrupted for +1 to power charges, and they don't block anyway. Wilma's Requital has Ancestral Bond, which is a keystone, which maybe can be rerolled to something better. And that one was the last one. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you in the next episode.